As a major institutional investor through our pension funds, the New York City Comptroller's Office has always supported greater corporate transparency and disclosure. When we invest in a firm, we want to see what its commitments are and who its counterparties are. And from an industry viewpoint, we also think central clearing and settlement of financial derivatives will be a positive. Bringing financial derivatives out of the shadows will, in the long run, help to legitimize the more useful financial products and discourage those that are not useful or harmful to the financial stability of the sector. I love this example. There are these things that called naked credit default swaps that somehow the reform will rein in. Naked credit default swaps. You can think of all different kinds of things when you hear that term. I certainly do. Overall, we think that the Dodd-Frank reforms struck a reasonable balance between prudent and excessive prescriptive regulation. Coupled with the Basel III proposals enacted worldwide, the Dodd-Frank reforms will make the financial environment safer and in the long run will encourage financial industry growth. Now that's good for New York City, even if it means growth in industry profits is more modest in the short run. The larger issue, though, is what Wall Street plays in the city's economic future. It's often said that we, the city in general and city government finances, or in particular, have become too dependent on Wall Street. That is undoubtedly true in the sense that we don't have enough other industries, the cycles of which are sufficiently uncorrelated with that of Wall Street. We need to provide better stability to the city's economy and finances by diversifying our base. The way to correct that, of course, is not to shrink Wall Street, but to expand all the other sectors of our economic base. In the past, we have helped other signature industries that have had economic effects equal to or even greater than Wall Street. Shipping, sugar refining, garment manufacturing, printing, and publishing were all at one time major activities here in New York City. Now some of them are struggling and some of them are even gone completely. One of the major ways we can stimulate growth of new industries and the recovery of old industries is to place an emphasis on education. Research shows that education is one of the most reliable stimulants to economic growth. New York City has a great infrastructure of public and private higher education that we can capitalize on, and we should capitalize on. The city's dynamism makes it easy to attract and retain educated workers. But we also have to improve our public schools so that more of our children can grow up to be part of that knowledgeable workforce. We also have to take advantage of our global place here in New York City, embrace globalization. It should be a boon to New York City. There are few cities in the world where people from such diverse backgrounds feel comfortable living amongst each other. New York City, in fact, we attract migrants from every country and every ethnic background in the world. And with all the range of education and skills, we just have to milk that a lot more than we have been. We need to devise policies that invite them into the economic mainstream as quickly as possible so that we can benefit from their immense motivation and creativity. And even beyond globalization, if we look at what's happening right here at home, we have to understand that there is a tremendous amount of talent in New York City. But not all the talent we don't always seek the talent as much as we should be. If you look at the way the city buys goods and services from the private sector, there continues to be an undesirable disparity for businesses that are owned and operated by women and minorities. That kind of disparity, the extremely low percentage of city contracts that eventually wind up in these up-and-coming firms really speak to a continuing unfairness, and therefore we shortchange our taxpayers in the long run because we limit the supply of vendors that we can choose from. There are lots of issues that face us in the coming months and years. Our economy is struggling. We're, I think, doing a little better than the rest of the country. But that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods. We have to focus our attention on resuming growth in Wall Street, in the financial sector, but as well as developing the rest of the economic base here in New York. Balcony and all the leadership presented in this room will be a vital part of finding the solutions and implementing those measures to ensure that we have long-term prosperity for everybody here in New York. So with that, I want to thank the incredible leadership of this great organization. I want to thank my colleague and mentor, Comptroller Tom DiNapoli, and I want to thank all of you for taking the time out to join in this massive jam session here at the Hard Rock Cafe. Thank you very much.